What's good, everybody? It's your boy Eddie here, and welcome back to the channel. And I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. And it's been a minute since I made a video. Obviously, there's been a lot of not so hot releases, at least in my opinion. So I didn't feel like it was necessary to do reviews on those. But for this video right here, we got an absolute banger. One of the most limited sneakers to even try to cop in 2025. This is the third release of it, and probably not the best colorway. I definitely am feeling the OG oatmeal colorway out of every single one that have released so far. But before you continue the video, guys, please make sure that you smash that subscribe button down below, as well as hit that notification bell, because your boy is currently at 7,700 subscribers, and we are trying to hit that 8K milestone before the end of the year. So again, guys, if you already subscribed to the channel, definitely be sure to share with your friends and your family and all that to ensure that we hit that goal before 2026. So now with the formalities being out of the way, guys, let's just get right into what you came here for, which is none other than the Nike Air Max 1000, bruh. This joint right here is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, when you just look at the whole silhouette, shape, design, colorway is cool. Again, not my favorite overall, but it is a decent colorway. But it's absolutely a phenomenal sneaker, man. And of course, we all know that this is Yeezy coated. But if you actually look really closer to it, the reason why I did that pause on the one for Air Max 1000 is due to the fact that this is actually inspired by the original Air Max 1, as you can see by this shape right here, which is the same exact shape that you can see on the panel on any standard Air Max 1 that you can get. So I really do love how this is a futuristic version of that Air Max 1, and I love that Nike is finally committing to innovation and actually creating products that are going to make us go like, wow, this is actually a cool design. They took a risk. And for me, obviously, again, this definitely looks like a Yeezy foam runner, but you know I'm a Nike boy till I die. So for this, I am going absolutely crazy with having these in hand, and I want to know what y'all think about this in the comment section down below. Definitely let me know what you think about it, because overall, I think that this is an absolute cop. Unfortunately, this is one of the hardest sneakers right now to get, because the original release only had, what, like 500 pairs on the sneakers app, which was the oatmeal colorway. And then on the Zellerfeld website, they did the black colorway, which again was super limited as well and very hard to get. But they ended up doing an EQL release, and as I mentioned multiple times this year, EQL has been on my side lately. So shout out to EQL. I rock with y'all heavy. Thank you for giving my mother the W on this joint right here, because I needed to get these in hand and really see how they feel. So before we get into the box details, the details of the sneaker itself, as well as the sizing on this shoe, I just want to talk about the inspiration pretty briefly. And I just kind of spoiled it earlier by saying that it is inspired by the Air Max 1. But something else that I want to note again is that Nike has really been committed to doing a lot of innovation on their products. Obviously, during the pandemic, they got used to making a bunch of bands just by re-retroing every hot Air Jordan that has been made. And they're kind of doing that still with the collaborations, which is kind of, I don't want to say scary, but may affect the brand in the long term. But I do love that since last year, they have committed to this innovation piece. And I hope that they make this more accessible. I don't know what they're waiting for. The comfort on this joint is crazy. Like, it's like a foam runner, but then you have this air bubble right here. And I don't want to say it's removable, but I don't know if you guys are going to be able to catch that on the camera. But I can actually pull this out a little bit, but you can see that the air bubble is literally placed in there. So it really is a very interesting process about it. But one more thing I do want to mention is how they were even able to create this. So Nike has partnered with Zellerfeld, which is a Germany-based company that specializes in 3D printing sneakers, boots, whatever you want to do. If it comes to 3D printing and you need it on your foot, Zellerfeld is your people, man. And I'm not gonna lie, yo, the way that they do this whole process is really crazy. So specifically for this release, I don't know how it was for the other releases, but what I love is that they actually guide you through the whole entire process that they're doing. So when my mom got the email from Zellerfeld that she won, every like Thursday or Friday or whatever, every couple of days, they'll be like, hey, thank you for ordering. We're now starting to like make sure that, you know, your size is correct. We're putting the schematics in. We're doing all this stuff. Now we're in the printing phase. Your printing has fully completed after 2 days. Now we're doing quality control inspection to make sure that the product came out exactly how we specified and engineered it. So they do a whole quality control process and they keep you in the loop. And I love that transparency. Yes, it did take a couple of weeks. So I think the raffle was won by my mom on October 21st. And I just got it today, which is November, what day is today? November 8th. So it took about 3 weeks, which is pretty long, but honestly, I'm really happy with it because the whole process, they kept me in the loop. They ain't just disappear for 3 weeks and then said, hey, you're shipping and then you're getting it. And by the way, they're shipping from Germany and they ship really fast. So I think they shipped on Thursday or Wednesday, and I got it today on Saturday, November 8th. So the shipping is pretty fast once the product is ready to go. But again, they go through that whole entire quality control process, which I absolutely respect and love about the sneaker. So now with that inspiration and history and kind of background on how I got the shoes out of the way, let's just get right into the box details. And I do love what they did with this because they did keep it pretty simple. So we do have a standard Nike running box right here. So it is in that orange colorway right here, with the Nike check in the center of that. Then when going onto this side of the box right here, there is a pretty cool detail right there that does have the Air Max 1000. And right under that, it does say limited. And it has this kind of iridescent detail that depending on which way you turn, the color of it changes, which I think is a pretty nice touch. And then right next to that, it does say Future Bowerman. And if you guys are unfamiliar with Bill Bowerman, he is one of the co-founders of Nike. So it's Phil Knight and Bill Bowerman, who were pretty much the OGs of Blue Ribbon Sports, which then turned into Nike, and the rest is history, as we all know. But something else to note is that this sneaker is actually considered a Bowerman series type of sneaker, which again is a tribute to Bill Bowerman, and sneakers dedicated or in honor of him being one of the co-founders of Nike. Now, moving on to this side of the box right here, we do have the sticker tag, and it does read off as Air Max 1000, and the colorway shown is Lilac Hyper Pink. And then when it comes to the sizing, I was able to hit in my true to size of a size 8, and I 100% recommend go with your true to size. If you're semi-wide footed or narrow footed, you could definitely go with your true to size. It does feel pretty snug, but it is super comfortable, and I'm sure wearing it over time, just like with the foam runners, they are going to break in. So again, I do recommend going with your true to size. If you're a half size naturally, definitely go with the half size up. So if you're at 8.5, obviously do not go with the 8, go with the size 9, and you should be perfectly fine with the fit of the sneaker as well. So now with the sizing info being out of the way, let's just open the box lid right here. And then we do have this beautiful wax tissue paper that does say Air Max 1000. And what I really love about it, again, it does have this Future Bowerman series detail right here. And it does say limited edition with some Nike Beaverton Oregon details right there. But then we do have the sketches of the original Air Max 1000 design. So it looks really cool right there. You see the lateral side detail right there. And then we do have the air detail on the back heel, and then the front details right there with the mud guard. And then we have some more sketches right there. And then we have this insertable air unit detail right here, which I think looks so cool. And I mean, overall, the packaging seems pretty simple, but I think they killed it because one, it's meant to be futuristic. And with futurism, in my opinion, it's always a minimalist design, which is always simple, but I tend to like more simple things versus crazy extravagant things. And pretty much the most crazy extravagant thing on the sneaker is the colorway itself. So it is a colorway that's going to pop. And now we're just going to get right into the details of the sneaker and just take a look at that lateral side of the silhouette, man. This joint go absolutely bonkers. I mean, again, this isn't my favorite colorway. I wish I did hit the oatmeal, but I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It still looks really nice, especially when you put it on feet. It does look like some foam runners, but it got that Nike check. It got the Nike hit to it. And of course, this is inspired by the Nike Air Max 1, so you really can't go wrong overall. So now when moving on to the toe box area, just one thing that I do want to mention is that this is a laceless design. It's meant to be like, not like a slipper, but like a Croc, Yeezy foam runner, clog type of sneaker. Then we move up right here. We do have that Nike check detail right here. And then all of these kind of string designs, I think this is meant for the breathability and the flexing of the sneaker itself so that it doesn't crack or anything like that. And it looks really good overall. Then when going onto the inside of the shoe, two things that I do want to mention is that on the inside, you can see that it does say made in Germany right there. And then when going on to the other side, you can see your size right here. So it says M8, which is for a men's size 8. And something else to note that I really love about the sneaker is that it is 100% TPU, and that's why it is so comfortable. But man, it feels like they put some extra foam in here or something because it just has this kind of cushioning feeling on the inside of the sneaker. This is an absolute masterpiece. And they do have something else dropping, which is the Nike Air Max 95,000. Obviously, if you look at the 95 in front of that 1,000, it's inspired by the Air Max 95. So they are doing some really cool things behind this 3D printed, I'm just gonna call it the K series, because if you look at the Air Max 1, you add a K to that, which is the 3 zeros, it's 1,000. The 95, you add a K to that, which is the 3 zeros, 95,000. I do love what they're doing with this K series, man, and I just made that off the fly, so remember who made that. I just made that up. So if that takes off, remember who made that. Anyways, when moving on to the lateral side of the sneaker now, the silhouette just still follows suit and just looks absolutely beautiful. So we do have this D-Boss Nike check right here. And then we do have more of that Air Max 1 shape that you can see surrounding the whole entire shoe. Then when going into the back heel area of the sneaker now, you can see that it does have that Air AIR on it, and it looks absolutely phenomenal as well. It's a really nice and simple detail, but it definitely makes the shoe pop. And then when going onto this side, you can see that D-Boss Nike check logo right there. Then when focusing onto the air bubble itself, this isn't no fake air bubble. It is a real Nike air bubble. And I don't know if you could take it out. I don't want to risk it, but you can see that it was pretty much pushed in there, or it was created around the sneaker. But I'm pretty sure they just inserted it, and that's exactly how it got into the sneaker. And then it does say Air Max 1000 right there. And then when looking onto the opposite side of that, it does say Bowerman Series, and I pretty much told y'all what that meant already, so we can move on from that. And then finally, when going onto the outsole of the sneaker, we do have that Air Max 1 traction pattern with some futuristic hits to it. And I do have to say that this joint looks absolutely fire. So with that being out of the way, that's going to conclude the details as well as the history of the shoe. So now, let's get right into this on full look, all right? All right, y'all, so that's going to conclude the review as well as the on full look, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it for y'all. Definitely let me know what you think about this Nike Air Max 1000 and the hyper pink lilac colorway. Is it a copper drop? Y'all already know my opinion. This isn't the best colorway out of the whole entire collaboration or series of the 1K Air Maxes, but this joint is absolutely fire overall. With that being out of the way, guys, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you're already subscribed to the channel, guys, definitely be sure to share with your friends and your family and all that, because your boy is currently at 7,700 subscribers. I do want to hit that 8K milestone before the end of the year, and I can't do that without y'all. So I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.